Well, hello everybody. It's Sunday, December 19, 2021. Yesterday I went to the doctor because I'm still kind of like with a little bit of a cough. Um, they did the test, but just to, make sure that it's not COVID. Even though I personally don't think it is, but they did the test. The one thing that is interesting is like at work they have a survey that I have to do daily before I go to work, which I don't know how many people do. But in the survey, I was cleared to go to work. And I think it's based on the questions that they ask. And I don't know how many other places ask questions to employees. And there's one that is like, have you been outside of the country? That no longer makes freaking sense because the pandemic is already here in the US, Like asking if you've been outside of the country doesn't mean shit anymore. So why are we still asking that question in a stupid survey? That does very little, because even like some of the questions that they ask, like, oh, do you have a sore throat or things that is not related to COVID? I mean, last week I had not started church. I'm having a little bit of a sore throat, but I don't know if it's COVID or not because I haven't gotten tested. So if I go and get tested, I also have to say no because I still don't know what it is. So I haven't had a physician with a healthcare provided really now that it's COVID. So unless I wait until the doctor tells me so, I don't know. But there's not that option to answer that question. The only two answers are yes and no. So if I don't know, I have to answer no, which is stupid, which means that even if I'm a little bit infectious, I may be cleared to go to work. And that's the problem that I'm seeing with these surveys, is that they're not telling people like, hey, you have a sore throat or something, stay home, go get checked, get tested, then come back and work, It doesn't do that, It's very lenient. And even like when there was a question about the testing, but it was asking if I had tested positive 10 days ago. Like I got a test yesterday. I don't know if it's positive or negative yet, so I had to answer no. So that's the thing about why I think the pandemic, we're still dealing with it, is because we haven't figured a way to deal with this, And I get it, some people think like, oh, it's just a sore throat, it's just a flu and yada yada. And that's a problem that I have too, because like, for example, I was like, this seems more like a cold than COVID. So I was dismissive of the symptoms, And and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are that way too. So I'm not the only one that is doing that. So hence, that's why we are where we are. And I don't foresee that this is going to end anytime soon because of the way that we are dealing with things, We humans are, We don't incentivize people to stay at home if they are sick, Even if you are injured, you may still be required to go to work. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I'm not against work, but I like, if you are sick, stay home. Like, stay at home. But then again, there are places that they don't give you sick time. So if you don't have sick time, then you can stay at home. Because then if you stay home, you will not earn money. And that's the problem too. People that have to choose between going to work versus staying at home, they have to choose work all the time because they don't have another safety net for when they're sick. So we are in a place that United States haven't done enough to help with this, So that's kind of, it's frustrating, and it's unfortunate, honestly, in my opinion, So I got no choice but to go to work because I got cleared to work. So, and I know I'm running late again because I was like taking care of some recyclables. Last night I cleared my storage unit, I mean, not last night, yesterday afternoon, I finished clearing most of the stuff in my storage unit. I only have like swords and bow staffs and martial art weapons that I have to bring to the apartment. But last night I did a lot of stuff. Yesterday I did a lot of stuff. I moved a lot of stuff from storage to my apartment. And I'm a little bit sore in the back because of that too, because there were 2 totes that were super extremely heavy, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to piece them up, you know. And today I'm paying a little bit of price, but other than that, like, I finished clearing my storage unit, and it's great, you know. And I built another bookcase, which I will show in a different video probably tonight. So definitely I'm super happy about that. So I still have like books that I'm going to take to donate, that I will put in my car and bring them to the donation bin eventually, and see what happens. Also, the other thing about that is runs like my apartment complex, they don't have, in every building there's only one gigantic container for trash. They don't have like a container for trash and a container for recycling, which I see that as a negative thing, because it doesn't. If people are too lazy, they're not going to like put things in their car and bring them to the only one container that exists in the whole complex for recyclables. People may just toss it away in the garbage because they won't care. You know, they will think like, oh, that's just trash and recycling. It is not. You know, there's a specific container, and there's only one container, one gigantic bin that is for recyclable in my apartment complex. It's sad to see how recycling is not incentivized. Then again, having watched some documentaries that we think that we're recycling, but then things are not getting recycled because there's no market for it. That is also frustrating too. It's like, oh, I hope it gets recycled, but it's probably not going to get recycled, which is sad. It's like clothes. You donate clothes and you expect that it's going to reach a place, and if the clothes are in bad condition, they're just going to end up in a landfill in a different country. Which I was watching a documentary or the news a few weeks ago, and it's sad. It's just sad. We donating clothes that we think are in good condition, but they're not. We're creating a crisis in a different country, a landfill crisis. Like, they show the image of the landfill. Oh my gosh, it's bad. It's really bad. And because in other countries they don't have probably the same regulations that United States have for landfills, it's creating a crisis there. So we humans are. I'm sad, honestly. Like, it's like we make things, we create things, we manufacture things, but I don't think we think about, oh, how are we going to dispose of this in a way that it's not going to harm the environment, or it's not going to cause effects in the environment. You know, that's the sad part about manufacturing. It makes me depressed. That's why I ended up going to environmental engineering, because it's like, okay, I like chemical engineering, but I kind of like feel like, okay, so we humans have always made things, and like I always have this thing like, oh, it goes in the garbage. This goes in the garbage, and like I'm always concerned like what happened to things after we dispose of them, or when things reach their useful life, you know. And it's just pretty sad, honestly. And the United States is more strict when it comes to those things, but there are other countries that they don't have the same regulations that we have. And that is a problem. It's like, if we are going to send things to another country to help us clothes and all that kind of stuff, you know, we should sell clothes that are still in relatively good condition that people can wear, you know. If you look at the clothes and they're not in a condition that you will wear, don't donate them. Just toss them in your garbage, so that way it goes to our landfills rather than be shipped to another country, and over there will go to a landfill that will cause more of an environmental impact than if you toss it in your garbage, you know. Sorry to say it. Also, like, I was reading, there was a video on YouTube that I was also watching about companies that, you know, closing the stores that are in the store. So when they don't get sold, sometimes they get sold to a market that will sell it for less. But there are companies that don't like that, because, oh, it's our brand. We don't want our brand to be seen in dollars in a bargain store or something like that. That kind of thing. So there are companies that after their design, if they can't sell the clothes, they just toss them in a landfill or burn it. It's sad. So we pretty much have enough clothes that we can give to poor people, but we don't like to give it away because if we don't get money, nobody should have it. Yet we still report some high profits. Interesting. Like the whole war is pathetic, honestly. Like I'm sorry, but like it makes no sense to do things like that. It's like food. Oh, food is about to get expired. Like, oh, we have to toss it in the garbage because we are not going to allow people to consume it, even if it could be consumed because we need the money. We humans are. It's just sad. It's sad to see how ideas that we created, that we pretty much like created, because they were created by us. Capitalism, it wasn't something natural. Capitalism didn't exist there. We created the system that we live. We created it. We can change it, but we have to change our programming. But we sometimes can because we believe it to the core so much that we think it's just that way always, because like there's some way to be around it because it always has been this way. Like if it's something engraved that it has always existed, and it is not. It's something we created. We put the rules. We can change the rules, but there's also pressure from groups and people that have power and money that they don't want the rules to be changed because it doesn't benefit them. So that is the thing the thing that makes living as a human sometimes sad for me. Knowing that, oh, I put this in this recycling bin, I hope that it gets recycled. It's probably going to end up in a landfill. So, damn it. Why recycle then, But recycle is useful. We can make things out of that, we can reuse materials and prevent material from reaching a landfill, and or even getting born in a waste energy plant. So recycling is good, but the market needs to be there so that we can recycle. If there's not a market for recyclables, then things are going to end up in the landfill, so it will become pointless, And unfortunately, until manufacturers decide to use recycle, like if there's no industry that uses those materials, we're never going to recycle these materials, and even then, even if you recycle, the sad part is like the material integrity may change, so it may not be as good as when it was recycled the first time. So there's going to be a point where you may not be able to recycle anymore, but we should try to recycle more. I feel like we need to recycle more, or if we don't recycle, I go by the other option. If we're going to manufacture something, think about disposing think about like, what about manufacturing but not generating pollution at all, So we manufacture in a way that is more environmentally conscious and it doesn't generate pollution, But I guess that's too much to ask to manufacturers. So again, here we are in a place where we may be recycling, but we don't know if it's going to get recycled. It's sad. It's really sad when you think about it. At least for me, it's sad. I don't know about anybody that watches this, but yeah. Anyway, but point taken. Point saying is like, I make a bookcase yesterday. I cleared my storage unit, and there's stuff that I got done yesterday, which I'm happy about. And hopefully Monday I can finish clearing my storage unit and ditch the storage unit, so that way I don't have that expense anymore, which will be great because then it's like I will be saving money. I'll be saving money, and I can use that money for something else. And that's all I got for today. So peace out, everybody. Wear your mask. Get vaccinated. Vaccines will help you. The thing I also feel is like people that are vaccinated were taking it too lightly. Understand this: you can still get sick with COVID. You will not die probably, or you will be prevented from experiencing symptoms that will be way more harsher if you were not vaccinated. But you are not immune to the virus. You may still get sick. You could be a carrier, asymptomatic, but you are not going to be. You may not have to face the symptoms that are like the worst symptoms of the disease. So that's what we need to understand, and that's why I feel like we should have told people to continue wearing masks. But I don't think that. Seeing how some people wear their masks is like, I feel like we're back on square one again. Oh boy. Anyway, that's all I got. And even though I should have stayed home, I'm going to work because the stupid service said so. So, goodbye everybody. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Bye.